gods! Mine fell first. No.
This episode had everything possible. 5 out of 5 trinkets straight off the bat. This episode is by far my absolute favorite. Episode 9 knocked it out of the park. It did absolutely everything. It was amazing. Straight from the start, we get the backstory of Silas and Delilah Briarwood, something we've never gotten in the streams. Seeing how Silas was going to die and Delilah not wanting to give up her beloved, listens to the whispers in her head, leading her to the Book of the Whispered One, casting some spell to save Silas and turning him into a vampire, which I just did not see coming. I just assumed that he had been bitten by someone and they had met through necrotic means, but the fact that she saved his life, that just pushes the story of who they really are and that they will die for each other. It is beautiful and amazing, and though they are wicked and evil, it is perfect. And we get this amazing visual of what is on the roof, and if you know what's to come, you know what that is. And that is just the start of the episode. That's before the intro rolls. This episode is full of action as Vox Machina are overrun by the zombie horde. They find shelter with Archie and the resistant fighters and look to Percy for the next move, but he feels Archie is the real leader now. Zombies break in and once again they are surrounded and outnumbered. Fleeing to the rooftop, the show slows down and takes a beat so that way we can all hear and feel the intensity of those poor souls who didn't actually make it up the ladder and onto the rooftop. We hear as they are down below being devoured by the zombies. Moving silently through the rooftops, heading for the sun tree, they land in an alleyway where an undead giant appears and enter the next amazing moment. The animation of this moment was so beautiful. Percy pulling out bad news, taking aim at the giant and blasting it and just one-shotting it from there, backfiring, destroying bad news or ruining it so he has to repair it later on. But it was just amazing. That was like the perfect scene, exactly how I always imagine bad news. I am so happy with how that went down. The Duke appears leading more of the undead army and Vox Machina retreat towards the sun tree. Percy and Archie fighting alongside each other, reminiscing of the good old days. And I cannot believe I didn't see this coming. I should have seen this coming, but this is what I did. Oh! During the retreat to the sun tree, Keyleth steps up and she pulls out some solid druid power, casting Ice Storm, and the animation is beautiful. It is so good, and seeing her really push herself, this is the next step in the Keyleth arc of confidence. We also get these amazing cute moments of Vax and Kiki slowly getting closer. We see Kiki save Vax, we see them fighting together, and now this awesome show of power. It's a good lead up for what's about to happen. At the sun tree, Percy finally steps up as the leader of Whitestone, and we get the full name drop.
I am Lord Percival Frederickstein von Musel-Kolowski de Rollo III.
They stand their ground, and just as things are looking like it's the end, they're all saying goodbye to each other, Vax turns to Keyleth and tells her that he loves her, and it's just beautiful until...
Wait, what? Now? I mean, this is like the worst time!
And then once that moment happens, all of a sudden, when they're all saying goodbye to each other, the sky lights up, not lightning cracking through, but this holy energy of sunlight bursts down into the area, blasting away all of the zombies within a certain radius. And there is Pike with the power of the Everlight.
What's up?
What an entrance. Pike is best girl. I love Pike. She's probably my favorite Critical Role character from Vox Machina. She is just tanking all of these zombies. She heals up Scanlan, who can now finally do some magic, and everyone with a second wind, they get right back into the fray. The Duke comes through with the zombies, everyone starts fighting, and it is just manic. But Pike is just blitzing them all, and finally she rises up into the sky and she enchants everyone's weapons with the power of the Everlight, and they all begin attacking and fending off the swarm of zombies, and it's just perfect. It's What an exciting episode. Delilah and Silas are seen heading into the castle to accelerate their plans, whatever they may be, as Vox Machina approach from a secret entrance into the dungeon. Moving through, a prisoner calls out, saying she is a foe to the Briarwoods. She asks to be let free. Vax begins to break the lock, but shrouded in smoke, mask over his face, Percy pushes past the group and points his weapon in her face, ending on a perfect cliffhanger. This episode, in my opinion, was perfect. It had everything. Everyone got a really good amount of screen time. Everyone had their moments, which I absolutely really love about shows when they have a big group. Kind of like the Avengers, how in the movie, everyone kind of really got a good amount of screen time. This was beautiful. We just saw so many different abilities, so much of what Vox Machina can really do, and I absolutely loved it. It pushed the story so far forward, and it really had just this oomph. I felt every hit in this episode, and I just think that is one of the best things when you are watching any kind of show. I haven't had this feeling since episode 4 with the Wraiths. There was so much going on in the episode that I could not find the Matt NPC. I feel like it was the priest at the beginning of the episode that said that Silas was going to die. Otherwise, it must have been one of the many undead that are throughout the city. If you found him, comment down below, because I just could not. They're getting harder to find. They're doing a good job. This episode had it all. Everyone had their time, amazing moments, beautiful animation, slow moments to comprehend what was actually happening. I can't fault it. It is my favorite episode so far to this day. 5 out of 5 trinkets. You have a great weekend. See you when we get to the next episodes. Get out there and go roll some dice.